The cult favorite TV series Smash on Broadway this spring. The long-awaited musical stars Robyn Hurder and Caroline Bowman. The musical also features songs by Mark Shaman and Scott Whitman, who wrote more than 24 songs for the NBC show. We got to know the stars.
I like to keep calling it Smash fan fiction. It's basically the same framework of the people you know in a new experience, and they react differently and they sort of act differently. So it's basically the same framework of Bombshell. It's creating a show within a show of the Smash writers creating Bombshell and the hijinks that come with that, but this time it's really a comedy. It's an all-out sort of farce-edged comedy written by the best comedy writers we have in the biz right now, and really showcasing sort of the real theater feeling of how things can kind of go off the rails.
Smash the musical it's like a heist movie. Except instead of trying to steal a Fabergé egg, there are these insane group of people trying to do an even more difficult task, which is write and create a new hit Broadway musical.
It's like the multiverse version of Smash. It's Smash, and there's a director, and there's songwriters, and there's Ivy, and there's Karen, but there are other people, and they don't follow the same exact paths as they did in the TV show.
It starts at a very neutral place, so everybody's cool with everybody. We have a great marriage. Our characters are married. Ivy and Karen are good friends. They're both pros. They've been in the business for a long time, and then things start to unravel before your eyes.
And there's lots of new characters too that take perhaps a little bit of inspiration from some of the characters from the show. Like my character Charlie is Karen's husband, which has shades of maybe some of the other love interests from the show, but not quite, and maybe a new tune here and there, if we're allowed to talk about that. There's some new orchestrations of music and new, when you hear the tempos and the way it's sung, you're like, oh my gosh, I love that song. What a cool way to hear it now, different from the show.
Getting to hear these songs performed by this cast is unbelievable, every single last one of them. And so, we're like kids in the candy store at rehearsal, just one after another. These songs are coming at us in the most spectacular fashion, and
it's a peek for a civilian audience too, to see, oh, this is what happens. This is where it could all go wrong.
This piece is such a love letter to the creation of musicals. It's like what we do, and not just the highs, the lows, the insanity of what the experience is. And I feel like the way these songs are now used and the way the story is told, it really brings a whole new light to the material, and you get to experience the whole Bombshell musical from a very different perspective.
Steven Spielberg, who it was his idea to do the show in the first place, he loved the idea of let's do a show within a show every year on the show, and then let's put it on Broadway. And we thought, well, that's very ambitious, and let's get the TV series right first. We'll worry about Broadway later. But we always thought that there would be some version of Smash on Broadway and that it deserved to be on Broadway. It just took us a long time to get here.
When Mark Shaman and Scott Whitman wrote the score for Bombshell, which is the musical within this series, they always said, how are we going to cast this? Because this role requires such incredible vocal chops. And the songs are killer songs to be performed 8 times a week. But we were able to pull that off with the casting of Robyn Hurder.
They should expect to have their socks knocked off, certainly by the woman to my left. It's an astonishing achievement what this one is doing. It's thrilling to be a part of something with everybody's so on their game, and this is going to be a lot of fun, this show.
It's a comedy. You're gonna laugh, and if you don't laugh, there's probably something wrong with your soul. But it's just it's a departure from the show in a positive way. I mean, the show was more of a drama on TV. This one, we're just bringing just absolute hilarity.
Yeah.